Welcome to my channel. My name is Karl. In today's video, I'll be showing you the difference between relative and absolute cell references in Microsoft Excel. Let's get started. What is a cell reference? A cell reference is a location containing information. This location could be any cell. What is the difference between relative and absolute cell references? With relative cell reference, when a formula is copied, Excel will change the formula relative to the cell the formula was copied to. While with absolute cell reference, the copied formula will remain unchanged regardless of which cell the formula is copied to. By default, Microsoft Excel uses relative cell reference. How do we change the cell reference to absolute? To change the cell reference from relative to absolute, add a $sign in front of the row and or column. For example, A1 is relative while $A$1 is absolute. Let's jump to Excel and see an example to better understand the difference between relative and absolute cell references. In front of us is a table with the following column headings: employee, pay, total pay relative, and total pay absolute. Then towards the right, we have a column called increase by, which increments by 10. First, let me show you how relative cell referencing works. If we want to increase the pay for employee 1 by 10 using cell G2, in cell C2 we would add a formula by starting with an equal sign, then we select cell B2, add a plus sign, then select cell G2 and press enter. After pressing enter, Excel shows the sum of 20, which is what we want. Now, what if we want to apply the same pay increase to employees 2 and 3? What do? We could copy the formula in cell C2 to C3 and C4. However, if we do that, we see that employees 2's pay increased to 30 and employee 3's pay increased to 40. The reason for this is by default, Excel is configured to use a relative cell reference. Therefore, when we copy the formula from cell C2 to cells C3 and C4, Excel changed the formula relative to the cell we copied it to. If we take a closer look at the formula, we see that in cell C2, the formula shows B2 plus G2, so 10 plus 10 equals 20. In cell C3, Excel changed the formula to B3 plus G3, so 10 plus 20 equals 30. And in cell C4, Excel changed the formula to B4 plus G4, so 10 plus 30 equals 40. So how do we fix the formula so that cell G2, which has a value of 10, is applied to employees 2 and 3? What we need to do is convert G2, which is the cell we are referencing in our formula, from relative to absolute. And we do this by adding a $sign in front of G and in front of 2. So in cell D2, let's enter the updated formula, which starts with an equal sign. Then let's select cell B2, add a plus sign, then select cell G2. And before we press enter, let's add those $signs. A $sign before G and a $sign before 2. After adding the $signs, let's press enter. Now that we converted cell G2 to an absolute cell reference, if we copy the formula to cells D3 and D4, Excel will leave the formula as is. It will not change it, and it will use G2 when calculating the pay increase for employees 2 and 3. And hence the total pay for employees 2 and 3 now shows 20, just like shown for employee 1. And that's the difference between relative cell reference and absolute cell reference. This concludes the tutorial video for today. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.